Any effort to promote public understanding of social issues, community problems, human service programs, and the concerns and activities of human service workers is likely to be significantly enhanced by the appropriate use of the mass media. Indeed, it is probably not overstating the case to say that. Without the access to the public that only the mass media can provide, human service workers are unlikely to be able to help the public develop a clear understanding of the needs of vulnerable populations and appropriate responses to these needs. In any given community, there are certainly many more people who could be informed about problems and issues involved in the development or support of needed social programs or assisted in coping with life tasks and crises that human service workers are able to reach in the course of their ordinary professional activities. Okay, I'm Hasson Rashid, and with that, I welcome you to another episode of your Human Service News and Information. Excellent being here with you, and it's such a good achievement to come into your lives like we do here daily. So once again, I extend international cordial out to you, and that is the universal cordial of peace. Peace be unto you, and welcome to another episode of your Human Service News and Information. Okay, before we go any further into our broadcast, I'd like to take time out and send out some condolence to Mr. Anthony Sylvester. You know, some folks here in Cambridge, you might know of him, but anyway, he was a former aide to a city councilor, and he dies under mysterious circumstances in New York. Anthony Patrick Sylvester, a former legislative aide in Cambridge, has died in New York. A former legislative aide to a city councilor has died in New York under mysterious circumstances, and his family is seeking financial donations to help bury him. Anthony Patrick Sylvester, a 36, served as a legislative aide and chief of staff to Leland Chung. Remember him, Leland Chung, and was a May 2016 graduate of Harvard University Extension School with a master's degree in digital media design. City records show Sylvester worked as an aide just a short time, November 3rd, 2014 to March 6, 2015. He was a part of Chung's campaign, and Chung makes several appearances in Sylvester's social media. Sylvester said his role with Chung ended in May 2017. So I didn't know the gentleman, but I knew Councilor Chung, and so I send out my deepest condolence to his family, friends, relatives, and all the folks that he worked with there at the City Hall of Cambridge. So once again, all of my condolence go out to Mr. Anthony Sylvester, a former aide to City Councilor Chung, who dies under mysterious circumstances in New York City. Okay, I was reading, when I first opened the broadcast, I was reading something from a book on human services and the media. And I won't say the name of the author because they might accuse me of some type of infringement violations or the name of the book. So hopefully before the program ends, I'll read you a little bit more about that. But I'd like to just remind you a few things that's happening right here at the CCTV before we move on. Okay, so there's a film coming out. There's a class coming out, Financing Your Films. That's one session, Tuesday, July 23rd, 6 to 9 p.m. And it's on financing your film. How to fund your film is one of the most challenging aspects of media production. In this course, you will learn strategies and resources to help navigate the complex world of funding, securing a official sponsor, running a successful crowdfunding campaign, building an audience, and getting your project off the ground. Instructor Scotty Verkos, okay? Scotty Verkos, okay? Enrollment. So if you're interested in enrollment, you can contact or call 617-661-6900, or you can email Ellen at cctvcambridge.org. Okay, CCTVs are located, Central Square, 438 Massachusetts. Okay, I'm going to rundown of some of the July classes. Okay, CCTV's training programs provides hands-on media production and technology workshops providing access to emerging technologies and state-of-art media equipment. Coming up, July classes, Intro to Podcasting. That's Sunday, 4 to 7 p.m. Price $45. Mini class extravagance, Monday, June 15th, 6 to 9 p.m. And this is free. SLR 101, Wednesday, July 17th, 6 to 9, $45. Introducer premiere, Thursday, July 18th, 6 to 9, $45. Introduction to Audition, March 22nd, 6 to 9, $35. Financing your film, Tuesday, July 23rd, 6 to 9, $35. Field Camera 101, Wednesday, July 24th, 6 to 9 p.m., $45. Promoting your podcast, Monday, July 26th, 6 to 9 p.m., $35. Copyright and Creativity, Wednesday, July 31st, 6 to 9 p.m., free. So if you like additional information on any of these classes you heard and other classes, you can call 617-661-6900. Sign up, okay? Or you can email Ellen at cctcambridge.org to sign up, okay? Another thing, the new, right here at Cambridge, the new edition of Open Studio, which is the newsletter, official newsletter of CCTV, and you can pick it up right up front in the little stand. If you don't see it out there, you come on in and request a copy of Open Studio. So everything that will transpire at CCTV between July and September 2019 is right in here, and it's absolutely free. You come on in and request your copy. You tell them Hasson Rashid sent you, okay? Okay. Okay, I gotta move on to some different things now. Okay. Okay, we did that. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Workforce woes creating crisis in state human services. Advocates tell legislators, okay? Reverend Jeff Roy held up a report on challenges faced by the human service industry while speaking Tuesday in support of his bill to create a student loan repayment program for human service workers. With stagnant wages, frequent turnovers, and the growing presence of student loan debt, human service providers face a staffing crunch that leaves them without sufficient resources to meet the needs of the state's most vulnerable populations, advocates told lawmakers. That's several Tuesdays ago. More than a dozen bills were before the Joint Committee on Children, Families, and Persons with Disabilities for hearing, but a common theme ran through many of them, addressing the plight of service employees who, despite helping those with significant physical and mental needs, cannot make ends meet. Okay, we're in a crisis, said Justice Resource Institute CEO Andy Pond, who was one of several speakers to describe the situation that way. We can't find the staff we need or keep the ones that want to stay. In many cases, they're forced to abandon the work that they love, thereby depriving the Commonwealth of some of its most important workers. So that's, once again, the title of that article was Workforce Woes Creating Crisis in States Human Service Advocates Tell Legislators. Okay, I think most of the legislators are on recess now, if I'm not right, if I'm wrong. But anyway, we'll continue that on that topic at a later date. So we must move along, and that is a 3-4 page article. Okay, last time I was here, I promised you that I'd run a video about the summer solstice, and the fact that the video wouldn't work. There were some technical difficulties. I promised you I'd run that video for you, and I have it right here today, and I want to make sure that you get this. You know, the summer solstice is one of the 4 changes, seasonal changes. So I've always made it a practice here to keep you updated when the seasons change. Okay, so for some reason I didn't, which the last seasonal change was June 21st. That was the day of the summer solstice. They say it's the longest day of the year. I don't know, but I'm not into astronomy and stuff like that. But anyway, I want to make sure that we get this video on, and you know for sure that the seasons, and it will teach you about the seasonal change, and you'll know for sure that the seasons have changed, and you won't be out here left in suspended animation, suspended animation and all of suspended, and all of this heat, this summertime heat. Okay, let's get this going for you. Here it is, like I promised.
The summer solstice makes the official start of summer. During the summer solstice, the northern hemisphere of Earth is tilted towards the sun, resulting in increased sunlight and warmer temperatures. This can also result in continuous daylight. In far northern countries such as Iceland and Norway, astronomers can calculate an exact moment for the solstice. The summer solstice takes place on June 21st and is the longest day of the year. When the summer solstice is over, the days start drawing in and becoming shorter.
The Milking Institute was really born out of what we call the Community Development Innovation Forum.
So really thinking about the work that's happening in communities and how it's increasingly complicated and people need access to resources and skills and knowledge.
And we were also beginning to see a generational shift in who was doing the work as the initial founders of the movement moved on and new people were coming into the field, and we wanted to make sure that they were trained and ready to go.
So we decided that what we needed was to create some sort of an institute that's a partnership because there's a lot of players within the field of community development.
So we started talking about building out more professional training, and it grew into what we now know as the Milking Institute.
We started off with trainings, but now we have a full spectrum of different offerings, including the core competencies and tools for people to track their professional development.
And we do it in 5 different areas: housing, we do it in economic development, nonprofit governance, racial equity, and community engagement and community organizing.
Milking got introduced through one of the courses on board member trainings, and being involved with the Housing Authority in Milking, you get to interact with a lot of other agencies within the state. So that to me was very fulfilling.
I was first introduced to the Milking Institute when I participated in the Alliance Mentorship Program.
It's just been really great to have someone to talk about my career trajectory.
And I think having a mentor boosts your confidence and lets you know that there's actually a career path within this industry.
I was a mentor to a phenomenal mentee very early on in the first cycle of the program. It was a phenomenal experience, and we still try to keep in touch to this day.
Those who are on the front lines, they need our support, and that's what we're here to do.
So having the training, the workshops, opportunity to network and meet people is what the Institute offers, and it is having an impact.
It's not any one thing as much as it's many things, and the fact that we could at any point open up the website and pick something that's valuable to us is a great...
Okay, I thought I'd throw that in right after that summer solstice video. That's the Milking Institute, and they just recently celebrated the 10th anniversary, and I guess that's what the video was based on, their 10th anniversary, and they celebrated it with a breakfast for the community. You know, Milking Institute is great in community elevation and enhancement and knowledge along that line. Anything that has to do with community elevation enhancement you can go to the Mount King Institute and learn that. And they're at mountkinginstitute.org. So if time permits, we'll play a little bit more of that video for you. Okay, once again, I'm Hasson Rashid, and this is your Human Service News and Information. Okay, you know, in the past I have touched on things related to housing in the community, and today I'd like to share a little bit with you, give you a brief rundown or of some housing, community housing related issues. Okay, concerns. Okay, now this is gentrification and neighborhood revitalization. What's the difference? Okay, so this article explains what's the difference between gentrification, neighborhood revitalization. There are many definitions for gentrification, which is a ongoing occurring phenomenon. You know, gentrification all over the United States, not only in Eastern Mass. It's here too. So, okay, let's get back to the article. There are many definitions for gentrification which can make discussions about development and displacement confusing. Many anti-displacement activists define gentrifications as a profit-driven race and class change of historical disinvested neighborhoods. Disinvested in this context means areas that businesses and governments have abandoned, where there have been little new development or maintenance of existing buildings or institutions. Gentrification occurs where land is cheap and the chance to make a profit is high due to influx of wealthier wage earners willing to pay higher rents. One case of extreme gentrification is the Bay Area in California, which is undergoing a radical makeover due to the rise in technology companies replacing old industries and jobs. New people moved in to work for these companies and replaced the pre-existing residents. Land values and housing prices increased dramatically, as did the pressures for property owners to get the most out of rents on urban spaces. The Bay Area has become the second densest urbanized area in country after Los Angeles. Okay, so those are housing issues concern. And if you're a renter here in Cambridge and you have difficulties with landlords, other types of difficult problems that relates to you being a renter, you can contact the Alliance of Cambridge Tenants at 135 Prospect at the corner of Harvard Street, and take your issues there, and they will help you resolve anything that you may have related to your low-income housing, rent matters, etc., etc. That's at 135 Prospect Street, and that is the Alliance of Cambridge Tenants. Okay, you'll be hearing more about the Alliance of Cambridge Tenants right here on your Human Service News and Information. And election time is nearing, and yours truly, me, Hasson Rashid, is running for re-election to a board position. That's the board of directors of the Alliance of Cambridge Tenants. You'll be hearing much more about that, and also you'll be hearing about much more about participatory budgeting here at your Human Service News and Information. This year, I think they're on their fifth phase, fifth attempt to engage in participatory budgeting here in Cambridge, especially the project. Right now, they're in the early embryonic stages of the participatory budgeting process, and the voting, it ends in voting in certain projects. Right now, I understand there's about 1,000 projects, and out of that 1,000, I think they're going to select 10. So that's the end of the participatory budgeting process. This involves the community coming out and vote for the project that they feel which will benefit the community the most. Okay, I got projects entered, but I won't go into the details of those projects at this setting of your Human Service News and Information. We'll wait to future episodes, but I can tell you one project right now is we ran it last year, but they didn't elect it. But this year we're going to do it again, and it's laundry trucks for the homeless. You know how important it is to keep the homeless healthy in the community. So I think laundry trucks for the homeless will help to provide healthy provide a healthy environment also for homeless people. Okay, I'm Hasson Rashid, and this is your Human Service News and Information. I'd like to remind you that the Alliance for Community Media is holding their annual conference, that 2019 conference in Portland, Oregon this year. And if you're interested, you still have time to register for the conference. That's the Alliance for Community Media, and I think they're located at Alliance for Community Media, or acm.org on the website for additional information, which will help you to register and find out anything else you need about that event as far as accommodations, travel, lodging, etc., etc. So that's the Alliance for Community Media, and I think CCTV'S is participating in some competition there this year about its producers here. They're gonna offer some of their works, I guess, at this event in a contest. And I'll have more about that. That event is a long ways off, so I'll have more. No, wait a minute. Okay, you know what? That event is this week. I'm sorry about that. This week, and it's just about over. Okay, but you can catch highlights of it on their website, and that is Alliance for Community Media, and they're located in Minneapolis, 4248 Parkland Road, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Okay, that's today to the 12th, and for further information, you can catch. I guess you can catch. You can catch it on their website. Okay, and then highlights, updates, I guess videos, everything will be on their update. Okay, website, and I'm sure there'll be something there about CCTV too, if they win in the competition. Okay, let's see, we got a few more minutes here, and okay, okay, since what I'll share with you, book group. Okay, July 11th, that's Thursday, just Thursday coming up, Killers of the Flower Moon. Okay, Killers of the Flower Moon, the Osage Murders, and the Birth of the FBI. David Graham, okay, it's Killers of the Flower Moon, the Osage Murders, and the Birth of the FBI by David Graham. This book was a National Book Award finalist in 2017, was named the best book of the year by the NPR. The Boston Globe, the Washington Post to name a few. Graham follows Special Agents Tom White and his assistant as they track the killers of one extended Osage member. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Osage family through a closed local culture of greed, bigotry, and lies in pursuit of protection for the survivors and justice for the dead. But he doesn't stop there, relying almost entirely on primary and unpublished sources. The author goes on to expose a web of conspiracy and corruption that extends far wider than even the FBI ever suspected. This page turner surges forward with the pacing of a true crime thriller, elevated by Graham Chris and evocative prose, enhanced by dozens of periods of photographs. Okay, so this program, it's on Thursday, once again, July 11, 2009, 11:15 to 12 p.m. at the Cambridge Senior Center, 806 Massachusetts Avenue. And this program is for seniors 60 plus. So once again, that's the book group, Killers of the Flower Moon, Thursday, July 11, 2019, 11:15 to 2 to 12 p.m. The program is for seniors only, okay? Okay, and they're also having another books on review Thursday, July 23rd, 12:30 to 1:15. That's at the Cambridge Senior Center, 806 Massachusetts, Cambridge, Mass. 02139-617-349-6060. And this is entitled, they're going to have Janet Boren, Cambridge librarian, will be there, and will give a brief review on 8 to 10 pre-selected books. So that's Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019, and this bit also for seniors over 60. Okay, over 60. Okay, that's that's just about gonna do it for me, Hasson Rashid, and your Human Service News and Information. And always leave you with the fact that you always keep your news keen, play it straight, and don't forget to assist someone in need of your help. Until next time, I leave you as I came, and that is with the International Universal Cordial of Peace, and it is peace be unto you. Okay.
Ms. Goldberg, you are now recognized for 5 minutes to present your oral testimony.
Thank you, Chairwoman Waters. Good morning, and good morning to Ranking Member McHenry and the members of the committee. And thank you for the opportunity to testify here today. I'm Debbie Goldberg, Vice President for Housing Policy and Special Projects at the National Fair Housing Alliance, or NAFA. NAFA is the only national organization solely dedicated to eliminating housing discrimination in the U.S., and we work with our 200+ members to achieve that goal through a wide variety of activities. I want to thank you, Chairwoman Waters and Congressman Green and Clay and Congresswoman Beatty and many other members of the committee for the leadership and support for fair housing that you have shown over many years. Today's hearing